Welcome back, everyone, to Football Focus SG Podcast with myself, Faiz, and Mr. JB. Mr. JB, how are you doing today?
Yep, all good. Hope you're doing fine as well.
Yeah, as Arsenal fan, we do pretty well. And as Manchester United fan, as of recording, you guys have a big win, which we're going to talk about it later today. So for today, we're going to share about the Singapore Premier League, an update on the leagues that's happening around local for us, Singapore Premier League and the English Premier League and possibly other leagues around. And then in the upcoming video that maybe we might gonna do will be a bit of a tier list maker again. We're gonna do on the transfer windows for EPL teams. So do stick around. And for the viewers and listeners, welcome back. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below anything about what you guys want to share. More importantly, to relax and enjoy. So, Mr. JB, let's start off with our Singapore Premier League as we just started the whole league. It's only been about two games. And I think one of the more biggest topic that we have talked about that has been talked about right now is that Tampines Rovers have won the charity or community shield, and then two games later, the manager left. So we have no idea where did this come from. I have no idea where they come from because they were doing pretty well on the field. Must be something to do backstage. This is where, it's been a while since we get to catch up on it. Mr. JB, I need you to give me your thoughts. What's happening with Tampines right now?
Yeah, that's the thing. First of all, welcome back, fellow listeners. Yeah, I mean, the whole timing of it is very strange. That's how I put it. Because, um, yeah, you obviously want to recruit your leader, which is the coach,
Yeah,
early on, which they did, right?
yeah,
Because knowing that Coach Gavin is leaving at the end of last season.
yeah,
So they did manage to find a good coach. Started off pretty well, winning the Community Shield
yeah,
against obviously favorites Lion City Sailors. Tampines Rovers being, I think, more of us will agree on this, and that is probably the second best club in our league right now,
yeah,
just behind of Lion City Sailors.
yeah,
So to have that bright start, excuse me, sorry, to have that bright start to win Lion City Sailors, we thought everything is smooth sailing, right? The irony. You beat
yeah,
Sailors, you thought it'd be
yeah,
smooth sailing. But, you know, one or two games, I think, probably in the league right now. And yeah, we got this news quite recently. Well, it is indeed very strange. Why? One or two things. The first one is probably the timing. The second one, well, as much as I understand, they can't probably share the reason, as what you said. It's probably something that happened backstage, back end, whatever it is.
yeah,
Um, I believe that the fans and probably, I mean, especially Tampines Rovers fans, they do want to know, like, what's up, right?
yeah,
What happened,
yeah,
because it does feel kind of strange. And what is even more strange is that when it happened, I kind of got the news on social media, if I'm not wrong, on Facebook, and then I went to take a look at it. So when they first posted the news, the comment section was still on, meaning
okay,
to say that you can still put comment on that post that the
yeah,
coach
yeah,
has left. So obviously, the first few comments were asking like, what happened,
yeah,
these are some of the comments, and then I think probably a few hours later, the comment section was closed by the admin,
yeah,
and no one can basically you can no longer
yeah,
comment on that post.
yeah,
So that for me added more mystery than anything else, because
yeah.
it seems like, I don't know, it's like I mean, what is there, something to hide? I'm not too sure. I mean, even Eric Ten Hag got fired after like a few games, and I'm not sure
Hmm.
whether Bayer Leverkusen actually shut off any comment section or whatever. But
I
yeah,
think they
but
did, I
eventually they,
think. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure they did.
yeah, but eventually they did come up with some explanation, or I read somewhere. I mean, in this day and age, we can't be too sure what reasons is what.
Yeah.
So yeah, but hey, I mean, this is pretty strange. That's all I can put it
It is
for
strange,
Japanese
but
Rovers.
of course after that news came out, then immediately they got a new manager, a new coach, which is No Rahman coming in. And
Yep.
This is also another surprise, but at the same time, it does like, it is kind of a emergency because we literally just start the season. Kind of like what you said, Eric Ten Hag just started the season. But the difference is that, with Ten Hag, he kind of lost the dressing room already. The squad were being ripped apart and left, the squad left, right, center, and all that. But with Tampines, you don't see players leaving, you don't see the buzz or the news. They were winning, they won the actual trophy. So, which is a bit of a surprise, but we've now know Raman coming in. My question to you next is he the right man to lead Tampines forward?
Well, I mean, to be honest, he has been the assistant of Taiwanese Rovers, I think, since 2023.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, even before that, I think he was the assistant at Lion City Sailors.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, because I believe he did work with the previous Lion City Sailors Korean head coach Kim Do-hwan,
Yeah.
and also he has worked under, of course, head coach Kevin, and also uh, moving forward. So I think it is a natural replacement, if you were to ask me, right?
Hmm.
I mean, naturally, when a head coach goes, unless the entire uh, staff leave as well, usually the assistant manager will step up and try to fill in the gap. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's how I view Coach Noraman
Yeah.
uh, at the moment. Yeah, I believe it's a natural transition. I mean, I'm happy for him. He has been in the football scene for a while.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's about time, to probably step up. It's probably a silver lining for him. But yeah,
Mhm.
I mean the mystery still remains. What actually happened with Coach Akbar Nawas, and yeah, such that it has come to this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point this is probably gonna come up again, but not so soon, with everything that's happening. Yeah, so now again, back to the updates because Singapore League has started, as what we mentioned. If you look at the table, Mr. JB, things looks like it's kind of like where you was a little bit. With again, once again, the top two is kind of like what we have talked about over the years. The 3, 4, 5, 6 is where people just play around, and then the 7, 8 is what we kind of have the usual one as well. And just like every other Singapore Premier League, there's always some crazy results. In just 2 games, we have a crazy result of Lion City Sailors winning Balestier 5-0, which is quite crazy. And other than that, it's the great Eastern Derby between Tampines and Geylang has been a ball draw for quite a while now, many seasons now. And the more talking point that I do want to add will be Albirex having a decent start compared to what they have last season. So what did you make of the current table? I know it's very early to tell, but what did you make of?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, spot on. Again, the fact almost picked up from last season, it seems.
Yeah.
So yeah, no surprises to some of it. But yeah, I have to agree as per what you said on Albirex. I think they have improved. I think that is the most important, and that is what we've been wanting to see, right? On the league, especially uh, new season, new atmosphere. All the teams wants to step up. Obviously, want to improve. So that is something that they want to do. But if you ask me, I think I'm quite disappointed um with as usual with Hougang. Uh,
Yeah.
I must say,
Yeah. You have
I
a
mean,
lot of faith for Hougang usually.
yeah, exactly. I mean, lately I have a lot of faith, but then again, come
I
on. I
I
mean,
actually, I think I was the one who made the controversial pick, putting, what was it, Hougang to be last? I think I put Hougang to be last, and then Young Lions to be seven. So at the
yeah,
moment, hey, it's very early, but hey, I'm just saying, Hougang has not impressed me that much.
yeah, it hasn't.
And
Yeah.
as of recording now, like literally live while we talking here, Young Lions actually just lost their first match of the Singapore Premier League to Balestier Khalsa 2-1. So
Mhm.
Balestier pick up a first win of the season with all 3 points, so making it 4 points together with Geylang and Albirex in the third, fourth, and
Mm,
fifth area, joining with Tampines as well, 4 points in the second spot. So Balestier, I do want to touch a bit on Balestier if you don't mind.
yeah.
Conceding five against Lion City Sailors in literally their second game. And Balestier has always been like what we both kind of admit that they are the top four kind, not the bottom half of the four kind. But these kind of results definitely would hinder a lot. And again, with today against Young Lions, they actually struggled. They were losing to Young Lions before they got the equalizer and scoring one in literally 90 plus 9 minutes. So, um, is it like a foreshadow that Balestier is gonna be one of those strugglers this season?
Yeah, yeah. I
Or
mean,
is it
again,
still too early to say?
yeah, I really hope that it's still too early to say. I hope so.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, because I mean, sometimes you bring in certain players. Maybe you have a certain style of play. It may not work all the time,
yeah.
but yeah, of course, conceding five um in a game alone, of course, is never nice.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, sometimes a win is a win, and you have to take it. As you said, yeah, it doesn't look so good. Young Lions, it takes you, last minute to win, but a win is a win,
Yeah, it's a much
and it's
needed win.
probably yeah, and hopefully it's a sign to for building up to the momentum and better things ahead. But yeah, I think other than that, the rest are pretty
Hmm.
pretty expected. Looking at the table for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I mean, looking like, well, Lion City Sailors are, they have two wins for two. They're running away a bit at the moment because it's very early, very hard for me to say running away.
Mm.
Speaking of running away, that's where we can move on to the English Premier League. Speaking of running away, we have Liverpool at the top, 5 wins from five. Sure, you may call it what it is. People say it's luck. People say it's Liverpool time. People say it's what champions do by scoring last minute every time. People say that there's some conspiracy. Well, English Premier League, it's been 4 or 5 games now, as of now we record. And it has been very, very colorful if you look at the table. Of course, it's still very early. However, what did you make of it? With the current league table so far in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, again, I want to stress over here. It's still early. Yeah, yeah, it's still
Mm-hmm.
early. The Premier
Uh-huh.
League is a long marathon.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
people may say that, yeah, we're already 5 games in, uh, and all that, but yeah, we still have another 33 to play,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? So that's a long, long way. So whatever you
Long
see
way.
now, yeah, you can probably keep it as a screenshot, and I think in about 4 weeks we can do a comparison, and I think we might see some changes. Of course, yeah. I mean, certain teams might be, like just hover around there. But yeah, I mean, looking at the type of competition and what has been going on in terms of not just the transfer activity, which I think we will touch on, but also managerial changes even with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
Welcome back, Ange. Like
yeah.
who would have thought? Who would have thought Ange should come back? Huh?
Yeah, that's one of the
So
things I wanted to touch on as well. Like very
man,
similar to Singapore Premier League, we have one which is very similar case of a backstage or back end story that that's needed to be clarified and said. But
mhm,
however, since you mentioned Nottingham Forest, we all know that Nuno Santo and the owner had some issue just towards the end of the last season, and that has
yeah.
been carrying on till now, and to the point that they both part ways and they bring in Big Ange. So yeah, like with that, like Nottingham Forest was the main talking point of last season. You and I can agree.
Mm.
They overshot themselves to the top four for the longest of time before dropping off to I think seven last season. Um, yeah. So like the question now is that Nuno Santo brought them there. We all know that. Now with Big Ange around, can you replicate that for Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's really tough. Um,
I'm here to ask
what
tough
I'm saying?
questions, Mr. JB. You're the expert pundit here.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because yes, we as pundits or fans, whatever you want to call me as, um, it's tough because we are only seeing it from that angle, right? We are only seeing it from that view because, like what you said, there's so many things going on behind the scene that we will never know.
Yeah.
Um, so what we know is what we see. So
Mhm.
So back to that point. I mean, whether Forest. I mean, if you ask me, to be frank, it's a bad move. It's a really bad move. I like Nuno Espirito Santos. I'm a fan of him.
I think he's a
Uh,
really good manager. Yeah.
yeah. Even when he was back with Spurs, right?
Yeah.
I feel that I feel that he was being hard done a little bit.
Yeah.
But then again, as I said, we are just looking at it from that view, right? We don't know. Certain people might be difficult to work with. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, some people is like my way or the highway, if you know what I mean. Some
Yeah.
people won't change the tactics, no matter what people say.
Yeah.
Uh, yep, a famous man once said that you want to change the tactic, change the man.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
yeah,
That's
so
true.
yeah. So again, we don't know, but I think he has the results to back him up. You see, so I'm really surprised to see him go.
Yeah.
As far as Ange is concerned, well, he's only what 1 or 2 games in. With
Well, he's
Spurs.
only 2 games in where
Yeah,
he first joined, lost to Arsenal 3-0. I believe that's
yeah.
the first game. And then the other one is draw with Burnley 1-1.
Okay, okay. But I think they do have a midweek match, right? Do they have it?
Midweek
Is it
matches?
Carabao Cup or
Oh
Europe?
yeah, they lost.
Yeah,
They were out of the Carabao Cup by
yeah.
emphatic last minute victory by Swansea, which is, you know
Wow.
what, for football fans out there who wants to see a last minute late comeback, go and watch that. The goals were amazing. Swansea surprises everyone, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Big Ange, you can see his face. I think he became a meme for a while. That that shock.
Yeah,
Yes, but yeah, he has not been a great start as well for him.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I don't know, man. I mean, if I'm the Forest owner, I'll be pretty worried too.
Yeah, because I
Because
think
yeah, I mean,
up till then, I think with Nuno Santo, well, okay, Nuno Santo did lost 3-0 to West Ham. That's one. That was his final game before he left. And then
uh,
drawing to, I believe, Crystal Palace. Yeah, Crystal Palace, and then
uh-huh.
the win against Brentford. So he got like one win, one draw, one loss, and then he left. And then with Big Ange now is two loss and one draw.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, as I
Doesn't
said,
look
results
great.
don't
Doesn't
lie.
look great. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Results don't lie. And I think the next match is probably against Real Betis. Um,
Oh yeah,
for
yeah. No,
the
yeah, they are in the
yeah, yeah. They're in the
Europa.
Europa.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Europa League. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, my wild guess is they probably take Ange because of his European, because of his Europa Cup win with
I
Spurs.
mean,
So
you have to understand, no offense. It is against Man United in the final, which is not
yeah,
a great Man United team you and I can agree on.
yeah, yeah,
Because if
yeah.
it
But
is any other, like, maybe a La Liga team or Bundesliga team that is reputable in the final, I don't think Big Ange would have won the Europa League, really. But
yeah, yeah,
again,
that's true.
credit where it's due. You won, sure. But yeah, I guess the Real Betis away from home, and with this result, I don't know how are they gonna do it, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking that perhaps uh the owner or maybe the fans, I think all they want for Forest is probably just a cup, a trophy.
Yeah.
And sadly, they already got knocked out of one, which is Carabao.
Yep.
Yep. So now I think the only way for for Ange to probably I think keep his job and Forest to to be able to replicate that form, I think they have to win something.
Yeah.
So let's hope that Europa Cup,
Yeah.
hopefully Ange can win, because again, I mean, the thing with tournament is that even with 1-0 all the way, you can win. You
Mhm.
can win. If there's no goal difference, there's no none. All you need is just 1-0 win all the way. Dirty win, last minute win, whatever
30
win.
wins, yeah.
Yeah, just 1-0. 1-0 all the way. The final you win 1-0, that's it. The
For
cup is
sure.
yours. So yeah, we shall see.
All right. And I think it's a pretty good segue and transition. Speaking about Carabao Cup being out, and the main talking point of almost every single week in English tabloids is Manchester United. After losing to
Yeah.
Grimsby, which causes a
Mm-hmm.
huge uproar in
Mm-hmm.
the entire social media for Manchester United.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Mr. JB, um, a last minute win over Burnley and a somewhat, I guess, comfortable or not so, a little bit nervy towards the end, but a big win, I guess, over Chelsea as of recording. They won against Chelsea. But the other matches that Manchester United lost, okay, I guess with Arsenal, which is the first game of the season, that's all right. I mean, everyone was saying that Arsenal played poorly on that game, and Man United did better. A draw with Fulham, a loss to, I believe, Man City 3-0, which is one of the lower point as well. So you, Mr. JB, as a Man United fan, please share me your spotlight. How is Man United doing right now in your perspective? I need some answers, real brutal
The
answers from you.
well, brutal answers.
Yeah.
Well, it's plain and simple. The expectations are there, right?
Hmm.
Really have to put it to perspective a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Amorim got his signing. Okay, at least I hope those were his
Mm.
signings. Yeah,
All
and
right.
then
All
the
right.
players that the fans wanted out, or presumably not part of his system, for
Yeah.
some reason managed to be out as well, right?
Yeah.
So we are going in the season with kind of like a new feel a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, the first game against Arsenal, I think the whole tabloids and the whole world knows about it. The better team lost in that one. I don't know if you agree to that. Being an Arsenal
Okay.
fan, you
Okay.
watch a game too.
I mean, we did only score one by set piece. It's a very similar game
Yeah.
to Arsenal and Liverpool, where
Hmm.
both teams are just cannot get a goal and just one set piece that separates. So, like,
Yeah.
hard to say if it's deserving or not. I would say at least Man U definitely deserve at least a draw with the amount they do against Arsenal. But, but yeah, like same thing with the Arsenal Liverpool. I feel like it's just one quality of moment separates them, you know.
Yeah.
But I would admit, yeah, Man United were the better team on that first game alone. But everything else, Mr. JB, update us. What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think when we lost against Arsenal, but people were quite okay with the style of play.
Yeah,
People kind of see like, okay, there's some pattern.
yep,
Um, our XG is like crazy or something like that. I mean, let me
yeah.
just be
But
honest. I don't know what's up with this XG nonsense, but okay, people love this kind of stats these days.
I mean,
So sure.
that's kind of like how to tell if you're actually, trying to win or not, or actually trying to score or not. But kind of like
Yeah,
what you said, sometimes dirty wins, 1-0, 1-0 all the way. You would rather
exactly.
take that, would you, as a Man United fan?
Exactly. I mean, if let's say we are now the opposite, let's say we are Arsenal and we win Arsenal 1-0.
Yeah,
I don't care. Arsenal will probably have like 100 XGs or something. I don't care.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day in football, it's the full time result, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the added stats and all that is kind of fun for fans to debate, banter, whatever. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, it's 90 minutes. So yeah, so we lost with Arsenal
Hmm.
uh, on the first game, right? But people are quite positive still,
Hmm.
right? Going into it,
Yeah,
and then because I think again, I'm not sure who to blame or whatsoever, but at that point of time, I think there are still some players that still haven't left the club
yeah,
that they still wanted to get rid of. So it's
yeah,
still quite messy,
yeah,
right? We are still changing keeper. We're starting with Bayindir on one game against Arsenal. I believe Bayindir played that one.
yeah.
And then I think, if I'm not wrong, I think it was the Carabao Cup disaster was the one I think we played with. I think
It was
with
Onana.
Onana.
And
Exactly.
left as well.
And yeah, and I mean, to be fair, it was a draw game with Grimsby. Okay, we lost them on penalties. All right. I mean, let me just put it
Uh,
out there. All right.
you and
I
I
mean, yes,
know that you did
it's true.
not deserve that draw.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm not
Kind of
saying we
like the
deserved
menu
it.
Arsenal. You say Arsenal did not deserve that win. Same thing. You did not deserve that draw, though. But again, I mean, fair play. You guys pull it back to a draw. Fair enough.
Yep, yep. And yeah, so I feel that first three games, uh, the loss against Arsenal, the draw against Fulham, and then followed by the humiliating embarrassment of
Mhm.
getting knocked out from Grimsby.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I feel because of that, the pressure is really on us at that point
Yeah.
of time because last season we were 15, the lowest we ever finished, and then starting off this season, kind of like in the wrong foot. And
Yeah.
I think
There was a
up to that
lot
point,
of very bad stats happening with.
yeah, so overall, that's when the heat gets to the heat gets to build up, and the people start saying, "Oh, it's a tactic problem, it's this problem, that problem, all kinds of problems." And then, yeah, and then what happened after that was the win against Burnley,
Yeah.
yeah, the last minute win, etc. Penalty last minute, yeah. People say, hey, it was lucky, and all right, but we needed that win, and we pulled through,
Yeah.
right? No matter what, again, as I say, you gotta win dirty, you win dirty, don't
Uh-huh.
matter.
Uh-huh.
Yep, and then after that, we all know last week we lost to City 3-0. No
Mhm.
surprises there, if you ask me. I'm not
No
sure why.
surprises, yes, but
Yeah, I mean,
to be fair, it's only because that many people were saying that Man City were there for the taking, really, because this is
yeah,
not
I mean,
the
come
same
on.
Man City that we've seen, the dominant side of Man City.
I mean, here's my hot take here. People say that because they see City's form at that point of time. City was below us in the table before the game, right?
I mean, table-wise, not really, but they lost to Brighton, which is a surprise loss. So,
Look, I mean, again, yeah, you're talking about City losing and all that,
yeah,
but
yeah,
a few seasons ago, City was also not near the title, but for some reason after Christmas, they pull it on, and they
yeah,
eventually win the title.
yeah.
So again, I don't understand why people are writing off City so fast just like that.
I
If it's
mean,
not,
it's
I
a
mean,
rebuild of a team so far because again,
yeah,
they
it's a
lost. I
rebuild of
think
a
they
team,
lost
but
key players there. They lost
yeah,
certain key players.
yeah, but Pep is still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Pep
Pep
is
is
still
still
there.
there. True.
There you go. So at the end of the day, for me, we are still not the same level as Man City, sadly. As much as I hate to say that,
Yep,
I have to admit, right?
yep.
City, yes, they are rivals, they are closest rivals, neighbors, whatever we call it. But standard wise, we need to give Amorim time. We really need to give him time, just like how Pep get
So,
his time.
which leads to my next question. I actually wanted to ask:
Yeah.
Are you Emery in or out?
For me, at this current moment,
hmm
I'm Amorim.
Okay. Reason why I
I'm
have
Amorim.
to ask that, I mean, reason why I
Yeah.
have to ask that because I think after the Grimsby loss and the trashing of Man City, before today, winning Chelsea, which is a big win, like I said, many people were already calling for him to be sacked already. So, I think there were many news coming out about like who is most likely to replace suddenly him. People were saying Iriola's gonna replace him all of a sudden. So, so I had to ask as to a Man United fan if you're Emery in or not. And I can sense why you say in. Again, you have mentioned this before many seasons ago, and you even mentioned during when Ten Hag was in charge. You're never a fan of changing manager in mid-season, do you? So
Yeah, yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I'm definitely not. I mean, the fact that we have gone through enough changes of managers just shows that, it's not gonna get anywhere.
yeah,
And and if you were to look at the market right now, if we were to get rid of Amorim, right?
yeah,
Who else? Who else gonna come? Which manager else is gonna come? Yeah, there are some names. So what? Graham Potter.
mm,
What? Southgate.
mhm,
Uh, what? Who else? What? The usual Zidane. What?
yeah,
Xavi. I don't know. All these kind of fancy, funny names, which I feel that we gotta stop. We really gotta stop because and the thing is, I mean, again, I believe the problem is also the club's reputation. All right, Manchester
yeah,
United is huge. Right, the fact that we finished 15th and we are still the most talked about right now is nuts.
yeah,
It's really nuts.
yeah.
And I think as fans as well, I'm not speaking on behalf of myself. Or maybe I am. I'm not sure, but many fans are not happy even though we win trophy. You realize that, right? I mean, just look what happened to Ten Hag. Ten Hag
I
won for us two
mean,
trophies. Yeah,
well, I mean,
two trophies.
it's similar to Spurs with last season. I mean, they were not happy with the man. They want the manager to be sacked after like what being in 17 in Premier League, but the Europa is what's the only thing that holds him. You know?
Exactly,
And even
exactly.
after Europa, he still got the sack. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. That's really strange. I mean, that's what I feel. Because
yeah.
Man United, yes, even though Ten Hag managed to win two trophies for us, but
Mhm.
because we are Man United, so we feel like we need to at least be top two, top three, barely in the Premier League. I think
Yeah.
so. That's why eventually Ten Hag got the boot as well. So I mean, I do feel that we need to be patient with Amorim. I mean, for me as a fan,
All right.
We need to give him time.
What do you think
Uh,
Emery needs to do to get the Man United goal? Like, what's
I
one
think,
thing that he needs to do? He get rid of all the players that he knows that is not helping him already, and which we're gonna
mhm,
talk about in the
yeah,
next segment. He
yeah,
bought the players
mhm,
that he need. He
mhm,
has been now in the league for a year now, not a full season, but a year now.
yeah.
And I know, yes, do need some time. I thoroughly agree. But what does he need to do to change other than giving him time?
I think he needs at least two more transfer seasons, if you ask me. He needs at least two more transfer seasons.
All right, all
At
right.
least, at least, yes. Because as much as, yeah, he got some players,
Mhm.
but I don't think he got all the players that can play his style at the moment. There
Mhm.
might still be changes coming.
All right.
So yeah, I feel for it to work, he needs at least another 2 or 3 seasons of transfer. But then again, all this wouldn't be a conversation if, let's say, by Christmas we are still back at relegation form. So
That's true.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
we'll have to see.
All right. So, I mean, hey, that's Man United fans or any listeners out there who are haters of Man United as well, do let us know if you guys are Emery in or out, or do you guys agree with what Mr. JB said? Give him some time, at least another two transfer windows minimum, he said. So, yeah, gonna touch on a bit on Arsenal. I'm gonna share on my side a little bit, if you don't mind. Um, yes, I think among all of the teams, Arsenal spend a lot on many players. In terms of figures, I think Liverpool still win because of, signing Isak for like 150 million, which we're going to talk about at the moment.
Yeah,
Um, but in terms of like a massive transfer window session, I think Arsenal really did a lot more this year. They signed like I think eight, nine players just this season alone. So many people always ask me like, what's the expectation of this for Arsenal? Will be he has to win either Champions League or Premier League now, and if he didn't win any, there's one more way which I would accept is that if he do a double on FA Cup and Carabao, I cannot sit here and just accept that solid team that he has to be just winning a Carabao and that's it, or to be just
mm-hmm.
winning FA Cup and that's it.
Yep,
That team, I feel that team has so much potential.
mm-hmm.
And if you don't get either Carabao and FA Cup combined, if you don't get that, it's fine. But then you need to get either a Premier League or a Champions League. Or to me, I think Arteta is done because, he has taken the team to the next level, but he just cannot finish. That's just how
Yeah,
it is.
yep.
But looking at Arsenal this season, I mean, again, we lost to Liverpool, which is very unfortunate. I mean, that one set piece really make
Man, that game is horrible. That game is an
that
embarrassment.
I actually almost fall asleep watching that game. It was
Yeah,
quite bad because like neither of the team has any clear-cut chances. Both have the best defensive set in the league. So they were shutting each other out before any chances were made. Like Mo Salah was quiet. Hugo Ekitike was quiet. Like everyone was talking about them, right? And then there's Arsenal, they were talking about Gyökeres. Okay, Saka was injured. He wasn't playing. But we had like Madueke there, and like I think Eze was debut in the game. I think it's his debut, I believe. Did he
yeah,
debut against Liverpool?
yeah, yeah. Probably, probably.
No, 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 it was Martinelli.
No,
He only
not yet.
comes on
Oh,
in
okay,
the comes on as a sub. Yeah,
okay,
he debut, but not a full start. He only played like 20 minutes.
right.
So like yeah, like Arsenal is known for like, having a bit of that free flow and scoring, but I don't see that this year, this season. This season is more like I can see Arteta really focus on like best defense is the best offense. It's like I'm just gonna spend like loads of high quality talent for just scoring so that whether you score or not, it depends on your individual craft and talent and all that. But
Yeah,
defense, like we only conceded one goal so far, if you want to know, Mr. JB. Like,
not
and
bad.
that again, that one goal was a set piece. We have not
Mm-hmm.
conceded from an open play. David Raya has been getting like what? three out of four clean sheets right now. So he really focused on the defense a lot. And yeah, like definitely I would say with this team should be fighting for the title. And cracks, I don't know if there is. I think against with Man United was a bit of a crack, and against with Liverpool is also a crack. However, I do notice that like whenever Arsenal's away from home against the Big Six, Arsenal play like a counter-attacking team. They don't play the free flow like how they play at home at Emirates. But yeah,
Yeah.
like it's kind of a surprise thing that I do notice from Arsenal. But um yeah, I think it's still very early to say. It is only 5 games in, 5 games in. So Mr. JB, my question to you, any surprises? Any team that surprises you so far after 5 games, 5 games?
Uh, the team that surprises me. Let's see. Yeah, it's still early days. Surprise. I think. Okay, I would say surprise, but I would say the shocking ones. Probably Liverpool. Like, how many times have they been saved by the last minute goals and all that? Huh?
I mean,
I mean,
hey, some people
I
say
mean,
it's
it
luck.
is what it
Some people
is.
say it's what champions do. Some people say it's the referee giving them
Yeah,
bias and luck.
yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, those are the age, right? At
Yeah,
one point, Man United made it famous with 4G time. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
probably now it's probably their time. But
yeah.
yeah, it's been going on a bit much there. But if you were to ask me the real surprise, I think it's probably Tottenham Hotspur. I wasn't expecting them to be doing as well as they are.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and also
So, I
I
mean,
think
surprising loss from them though, against with I believe Bournemouth after winning Man City. I mean, that is typical Tottenham. They always win big
yeah,
one,
wow.
and they kind of drop to
Yeah, and speaking of Bournemouth, even Bournemouth's doing great too. So I don't know. I mean, these two are the
yeah.
surprise,
It's
I must
very
say.
early. That's why.
Spurs and Bournemouth, yeah. But I think Spurs managed to buy some pretty decent signings.
Yeah,
So I think that's one thing I'm quite impressed. I think yeah, we are gonna go through that segment right on the transfers. But yeah, I do feel that they got some pretty interesting signings. Tottenham Hotspur, pretty smart ones.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the shocker is probably Chelsea. I think with the transfer that they had, which I think
A lot of
we
people
probably
were
have
tipping
to.
them to be in a title race immediately, but yeah,
Yeah, I
like
think.
it's a slow start for them, and they got their first loss to Man United. So
Yeah, I believe that when we were talking about transfer, I think Chelsea we probably need to spend 1 hour for their ins and outs because yeah, it's probably
yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I mean for them to be where they are at now, I mean it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad if you ask me. Doesn't
I
look so
mean,
good.
my surprises will be I'll give which is, the top three promoted teams. They all coming
Okay.
in and they all have registered
Yeah.
one win, which is pretty
Hmm.
great. More
Yep.
importantly, I mean, more scarily, Sunderland and Leeds, they are like really getting the ball rolling already. Burnley is a little bit of okay, slightly unfortunate with the Liverpool one. They could have or should have gotten a draw with them. But
Hmm.
they still kind of like, could hang with the big boys up there. So I'm kind of happy
Yeah.
to see the promoted teams are actually giving this proper team a chance to fight for survival in relegation,
Yeah.
So rather than I think the past few seasons, it has been just the same the same bottom three from the promoted teams. So yeah. So with that, I think we can wrap this up, for our slight mini review. This is just like a catch up after, 5 games and
Hmm.
Singapore Premier League that has started. Now we're gonna talk about the transfers coming up in the next part in our tier list maker. And also, we can try our best to catch up in any other league. So if you guys are all excited for it, do stick around, come and join us, listen. Share your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, comment down below what you guys think. Mr. JB, thank you as always for, sharing your thoughts and opinions to everything in football and to everyone. Have a good day.
Sure.